The entire community was shaken when investigators uncovered human remains behind an abandoned school, remains believed to belong to 26-year-old caregiver Kada Scott. The shallow grave was hidden behind overgrown brush, in a place few people visit anymore, but it immediately aligned with the timeline of her disappearance. The discovery confirmed the fear that had been growing since the morning she vanished, turning a confusing missing person case into a devastating homicide investigation. And before we continue, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss first-hand updates on this story and others still developing. Scott disappeared on October 4th, 2025, shortly after arriving for her shift at the senior care facility where she worked. She clocked in like any other day, but never made it to her station. Surveillance showed her stepping toward the back parking area, and then she simply never returned. Her phone went silent minutes later. No calls, no texts, no social media, something completely out of character for her. What began as a puzzling absence quickly turned into a serious concern. Investigators soon connected an unusual detail. The night before Scott disappeared, a blue Hyundai had been stolen in the same area. Days later, that vehicle was found burned in a remote field, intentionally set on fire to destroy evidence. Witnesses recalled seeing a similar car circling near the care facility on the morning Scott vanished. That detail changed the direction of the case. The timing, the destruction, the location, it all suggested planning rather than coincidence. Search teams eventually found several of Scott's belongings scattered near the wood behind the abandoned school, fragments of her badge, a broken keychain, pieces of a phone case. These items helped investigators narrow the search zone, and their positioning suggested they weren't lost accidentally. They marked the path leading toward the shallow grave. One of the most critical clues came from Scott's phone records. In the weeks before she vanished, she had been receiving anonymous harassment calls, blocked numbers, whispering voices, late-night disturbances she mentioned to a friend but brushed aside at the time. The last call came just minutes before she walked toward the back parking lot. These calls, once seen as annoying, became a central thread in understanding who had been watching her. Detectives combined surveillance footage, cell tower pings, and community tips to reconstruct her final movements. Videos from businesses and homes showed a blurred figure appearing near her workplace multiple times. Phone data revealed a device traveling toward the woods shortly after she vanished, an area she had no reason to visit. Community tips about strange vehicles and suspicious behavior near the school helped investigators tighten the search even more. Meanwhile, her family and neighbors mobilized massive search efforts. They printed flyers, organized volunteer teams, held vigils, and pushed for answers. Local businesses increased the reward for information, drawing wider attention. Their determination kept the case alive and prevented it from fading into the background. As detectives analyzed the evidence, one name emerged repeatedly: Kian King. Digital records linked him to the harassment calls. Cell data placed him near Scott's workplace. His online activities suggested he had been monitoring her. And when investigators dug into his past, they found something chilling: a previous case where King had kidnapped and assaulted another woman. Video footage recovered from that incident showed a disturbing pattern of stalking and violence. What began as a simple missing person report quickly grew into a complex, layered homicide investigation connected by digital trails, physical clues, and a suspect with a troubling history. The discovery of Scott's remains brought heartbreaking confirmation, but also the evidence needed to push the case forward. Her story highlights the dangers of ignored warning signs, the power of community involvement, and the importance of early investigative pressure. It is a tragic ending to a young woman's life, but one that has galvanized a community to demand answers, demand justice, and ensure her memory is not forgotten.